All right, ladies and gentlemen, first battle between NK and STCN. This is a best of 3, remember? And here we go. We've got ourselves a daring Ashimakaze torpedo spec with 12-kilometer torpedoes. Yu Yang, that's also torpedo spec. Of course, right? No, it's a smoke Yu Yang. All right. Unique upgrade Moskva, an additional unique upgrade Moskva, a unique upgrade Des Moines, and a reload Des Moines. Montana, and look, it's TM Grunty's favorite battleship, the Yamato with the unique upgrade. Also damage control in slot 1. Interesting. Taking a look at the south here, Team STCN is bringing with them a Kaba. First time seeing a Kaba today. A Grozovoy with the unique upgrade. A Yu Yang. It's also torpedo spec. This one's got radar instead of smoke. A Manitar, of course, reload spec. Montana, that is unique upgrade. A Venezia, that's unique upgrade. An additional Venezia, that's unique upgrade. One preferring propulsion, the other preferring rudder. A Yamato of their own, one last kiss. Now this one is interesting. He's using in slot 1 the spotting plane module, so he can fire longer ranges or more accurately for a longer duration of time, along with the AP booster, which makes sense. And then the Kremlin heading towards the sea cap there. It's pretty much your standard kind of tanky tank build. All right. Well, let's take a look at how this plays out. I'm letting the NK people know we are streaming their game in case they want to come and see it. Alright, so let's take a look at this Yamato, one last kiss, that got himself spotted and shot at for a little bit, but aside from that, not too much else going on. Mr. Bean, though, go into a risky position early on. Otherwise, not too much going on yet. Although I do like the Minotaur coming into the middle now. Of course, he's a radar Minotaur, so this is going to be a long time that Mr. Bean's going to be stuck sitting here. And you can see that the Daring, he's got no way out of this. He is basically throwing his ship away for free. Going to the central island is such a gamble, simply because there's so much radar, and then even beyond the radar, it's the hydro. So if you're going to go for this island, you need your battleships to be able to get angles on the opposite side. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. You can see Floridian Tyrant trying to get an angle on additional Classic 6's Minotaur. And the Daring just popping smoke as if that's going to do anything. Maybe he'll feel better about not being able to see anybody anymore. I don't know. But, yeah. You can see the dual Venezia now in position to just continue to rain fire down this Moskva. Now, the sap shells from that Venezia will absolutely chew up the 50mm armor plating on the Moskva. So, that is a thing. As the Daring is attempting to get away with his life and failing to that Yamato with this plane up, he's just kind of like, yeah, you don't need to be here anymore. Bye-bye. Deep water torpedoes coming in from the Yu Yang. One will likely hit Mr. Bean on the bow. There it is. That's gonna hurt. DCP is available. There it goes. And he's using one of his heals now. But unless this Minotaur can be dug out, that's it. And Floridian Tyrant, you can see, is trying to get into a position to shoot him, but he can't get too deep, because if he does, he runs into other problems. This map is all about angles, and I think you guys can see that here. Cava now being shot at. I don't think he's really that much of a problem, though. Now, the two Venezias, all the way up at the north, that's interesting, as finally, Floridian Tyrant finds an angle on that Minotaur. The problem is his plane just went down. So I don't know he's going to get that angle again. We shall see. Minotaur obviously wisely pulling in closer to the fort here. I just don't see it. Oh, but look, there's birds, everybody. Isn't that cool? Back to the game. Take a look at what's happening with these Venezias. Worst case scenario, Shimakaze was spotted for a bit. Now he's going to back into the A cap. And Top Gun Viper is getting into a kite-away position in case these Venezias decide to push around the corner. This might be the time for Mr. Bean to come around and do something because, well, Floridian Tyrant, as you can see, is now paying for his insolence. The Minotaur is giving him some taps on the shoulder as a way to say thank you. Gotta say, it is fun watching these AP shells come in and bounce and stuff, huh? Shooting at the Kremlin, looks like. Yep. Mr. Bean is still there. Now he's got his Hydra up. So the question is Floridian ready for this? He's turning his guns. Look at how high up those barrels just went. There they go. Let's follow these shells and see if they can arc over this fortification. The answer is no. But the Minotaur does back out a little bit. And Irish Potato just takes a big hit right there from One Last Kisses Yamato. And worst case scenarios, Shimakaze goes down. We missed that whole push over there while we were watching what was going on with the Minotaur. Top Gun Viper should be fine. Well, that certainly helps. He's got all these deep waters up his rear, though. He's got to slow down. If he hits this border really quickly, it might shove him into a torpedo. Oh, it barely missed. Well, Top Gun Viper's able to put his radar up. Kind of negate the smoke, but I'll tell you, he's kind of in trouble here. Needs to find a way to get his ship, his guns back into action. Some long-range Montana shells came in. Didn't do quite what Flatulent Fox was hoping for. Now, NK is a North American team, and STCN is a Chinese team. Flatulent Fox does go down to the Moskva in the middle of the map. And just like that, Top Gun takes a whole bunch of sap up the rear. Odd to see a Venezia win against a Des Moines. And Mr. Bean has continued to spend the entire game sitting in the middle of the map. Some more shells coming in Floridian. And we've got 3 NK ships that are all near death. There's one. There's 2. Mr. Bean finally goes down to the Kremlin And here comes number 3. And that's pretty much going to be it for this game. I don't see a way back in at all for Team NK. I gotta say, I think the key in this game has been One Last Kisses Yamato. He's just been in this position to really hammer everything. Glaucoma now going in with the Yu Yang, just saying the heck with it. And I think we're gonna see Floridian Tyrant get cheeked here, and that'll do it. There it is! I called it. Kremlin gets the kill on Yamato. That was piloted by Isuruku Yamamoto. And it's a full wipe for Team NK going down, and STCN only loses 1 ship. Wow. That was a thorough thrashing that STCN put on against NK right there. Plenty of game left to go, guys. We're going to go into Stream Raiders. Is there a way to reset, open the mod view, and ship upgrades to spectator mode? Not sure, but... Okay, well... Alright, let's go. Here we go. STCN versus NK, round 2. Let's take a look at this lineup. STCN hoping to go 2-0 and move on. NK obviously looking to force a game 3. STCN is bringing a full torpedo spec Shimakaze, just like last game, a Daring, Kava, and another Daring. Behind them, cruiser-wise, we have a Des Moines unique upgrade, Moskva unique upgrade, another Moskva unique upgrade, and then finally 2 battleships, a Montana, Sniper Spec, and a Schlieffen. This was the Yamato last game, now in a secondary spec Schlieffen. Worthy of note, 4 destroyers. Opposing him to the south is NK, bringing a 420 Blaze. No! It's actually a range mod Hargamo. Interesting. And a Des Moines. They're heading to that same spot where we see so many ships die. And then we've got a Z52 that's set for gun reload. Unique upgrade Moskva. Sniper Spec Montana. Ooh. A reload Hindenburg. Curious that. Secondary spec Schlieffen, a Daring, and Moskva heading towards the Sea Cap unique upgrade. I want to talk about the Hindenburg for a second. Now, Hindenburg is a good pick if you expect to see a lot of Moskvas and Stalingrads on the enemy team. It's got 203mm guns that will chew through 50mm of armor. But typically you play it more as a range boat, not so much a reload, just because you need that extra room to move things around. Alright, anyways. Remember, I have changed the sound settings around a little bit, so I'd very much love to hear your guys' thoughts on things, and if we need to change them during the game, we can do so. You see some early hits on King of the Jajas. Totally expected. And then we've got our Hergum over here, just taking in all the hit. Oof. More hits coming in. I thought I heard some guns go off. I'm going to try to watch the sound here as they fire. Actually, I don't think he's going to shoot right now. Doesn't have anything to shoot at. Okay. Interface still sounds a little bit too noisy. Yeah, Stevie did get up and he wants to get some foods. Alright, that feels like it's too loud. Probably a little bit too loud. Montana shells coming in on worst case scenario Z52. Wisely choosing to smoke up now. Let's take a look at the other side of the map. Nothing too much to talk about. It's your typical, this feels so much like clan battles. You've got the Moskvas going where they are. Jailer, no excuses moving. Schlieffen getting, trying to get to the corner. Other Schlieffen getting to the corner, so we might end up with a Schlieffen secondary slap fight, which might be kind of fun. But here's what I'm talking about. Look how far away that Moskva is. Irish Potato, with the plane up, can hit that range. But with the plane down, I don't believe he's got that angle. He's gonna have to get closer. Yeah, he's choosing to shoot at the Daring now. But we have Des Moines. Now, the radar there is just to check what's on the other side of the Fidget Spinner Island. Continuing to see shells coming in on the side here. Shimakaze just sits in. Seth is about time. Just sits in this cap. I mean, he really doesn't need to do anything else, does he? And we got Kaba right here versus Moskva with some additional help coming soon. Tell you, it sounds nice, but it might be too loud. More smoke coming in for King of the Jajas Des Moines. Shooting at... Daring that got detected for just a second there on radar. Now look at this. Worst case scenario is tempting death. And they know he's there too. Look at that Kaba. They know he's right there. It's because of the Shimakaze's radio location. Wow. What an amazing blind hit there on worst case scenario. Let's see what Flatulent Fox is looking at. Looks like he was looking to the north. Now he's changing over. Montana's trading salvos, perhaps? No, that one was going for the Hargamo. We call it a Flame Tana for a reason. They like to use HE. And look at this over the Fidget Spinner Island. Flirty and Tyrant up against the Des Moines and Schlieffen. Hindenburg is trying to get in there and do something. But he's way too close. He's just going to get chewed up. And Tyrant, interestingly enough, doesn't go in to support his teammate. Instead, he just kind of sits there. He's going to get farmed a little bit too from long range. That's going to allow their Daring to go into the mid-cap. Or into the C-cap, I should say. Glaucoma doing just that right now. But Irish is way too close. He's just about to get out of secondary range. And yes, these are indeed press accounts. 5 minutes in your future, Duckman. Daring goes back into the B cap once again. And we still have our little fight going on at the A side. But I think at this point, I think the Z52 backed up or went out of his smoke a little bit too far. He might take a torpedo for his trouble here. And I don't think the Shima will. Torpedoes have been spotted. He's forced to back out now to dodge the torpedoes. But now's when that Moskva really needs the help. But the Moskva changed. Look at that. Mr. Bean's on the other side of the island, unable to help his teammate. Wonder what the decision was for that. I guess they wanted all hands on this Moskva up to the north? Schlieffen kills the other Schlieffen. Floridian backs up and just takes torpedoes from One Last Kiss's Schlieffen. Wow. So much going on all over. Now this Moskva is stuck broadside. Top Gun Viper is absolutely going to start feeling the pain. Irish puts the plane up. He's got the heel going again. But those two kills could prove disastrous because Top Gun is in a really bad position now. He's going to have to try to find a way to keep backing up, but he's got a Schlieffen that's just going to W into him. Glaucoma smoking up just so he can get the cap. And he can shoot at the Moskva that he conga torpedoed. So that's neat. But he didn't get the kill on him. Torpedoes coming into additional Classics Daring. He is under sustained fire from the Harugumo. See that right there. Now, for a while, this was looking really good for Team NK. Technically, no, they don't even have the point lead at this point. So it's going to be tough for them to find a way back, as Top Gun Viper is going to take a torpedo in the bow simply because he's got nowhere else to move. This is actually his opportunity to turn and run, and he's not using it. He's just continuing to reverse into the island. Now that opportunity is gone, he's on radar. Glaucoma also on radar. And I have my co-caster just had some food. Now he wants back on my lap. Give me a sec. Yeah, come on up. And King of the Jajas is going to go down momentarily. Glaucoma is at 900 hit points. He's gonna die. Did he beach himself? Yep. Look at all those secondaries. And, yeah, so it's nice that they've got a Hindenburg, but I'll tell you, not gonna prove useful this game, unfortunately. There goes the Harugumo to Moskva fire. And that leaves our Des Moines here to just say goodnight. Mr. Bean now going into the A-cap with the Moskva, the Montana, hiding behind an island right now. Flatulent Fox is coming around, maybe. Way too little, too late. Daring does kill Moskva.
The enemy is about to win.
There goes the other one. Oh, that was an assassination. We kind of missed that one as Luboy goes around and just torpedoes the Moskva in the face. And there goes the other Moskva. Everybody dying really quick here. Flatulent Fox hiding behind an island. And that's going to be it. This is going to go 2-0. Hearing the horn of winning. Flatulent Fox now giving broadside. He knows it's all over. And there he goes, and that will be game. STCN wins this matchup 2-0 over NK. We set STCN as our winner. There you go.